Michigan bet big on electric vehicles, building battery plants and pouring billions into an EV future that hasn't taken off as fast as expected. But that investment may be finding a second act. AI data centers need enormous amounts of power, and the batteries, workers, and technology already here could help provide it. So could the AI boom turn Michigan's EV bet into an even bigger payoff? Financial advisor Dan Casey joins us now live on the 10 with a look. Good to see you, Dan. Thanks for joining us. So there's a plant in Lansing known as LG that's essentially was charged with the responsibility of coming up with batteries for electric vehicles. Yeah. Electric vehicles demand went down, but the place isn't going away. In fact, it's because of AI that they're kind of seeing a resurgence.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's not really... it's less of an EV battery story and less of an IE story than it is a Michigan economic development story, right? So it's kind of cool. They're pivoting from the AI or from the EV battery story, just because in North America we have seen about a 27% decline in what we expected to be EV car sales. Global sales is still up, but so they're pivoting, which is awesome, into the batteries that the AI data centers need. Even DTE is looking into buying some of them to help with the demand maybe during the peak summer hours. So it's cool. They're making use of the data center.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because before, if you talked to us 3 years ago, we'd be saying, all right, that plant in Lansing that was making batteries for cars is we don't know what's going to happen with them if EVs go away. But now we're saying, wait a minute, they're seeing a second act. In fact, some of the numbers were pretty impressive. Something like going from 900 to 1,700 jobs just to help produce these batteries. So that is good news.
It is, and it's although less of a job story, really. It's, you know, when you build a plant, obviously a ton of construction jobs. Sure. But the one that was built in Selene from the OpenAI Oracle combo was about 500 jobs, but it was like 3,500 construction jobs. And then this one, is supposed to increase, the one in Lansing, about 900 jobs. But you know, it's a win-win for a lot. It's a win for the company themselves. It's a win for the utility companies, because they help, these big companies help some of those fixed costs. It's good for Michigan, and the good for the consumer is the story might still be out on that one. If the company pays the fair share of the incremental costs that are involved here, then it's a win-win-win-win.
Let's talk about what it is that the power companies out there, you're saying, all right, these batteries that are being built in Lansing would be it will help in the AI sector. Will that take some weight off of the grid by using some of these batteries?
Absolutely, and that's what the goal is here. So because kind of the other company that's out in Brighton is the Braddock company, Braddock Energy. So they're using some of these batteries, but they're also using geothermal and solar and natural gas to build their own electricity, almost microgrid. So these AI data centers can use the microgrid and not be so reliant on the other grid. So they're using the batteries that LG is making for that.
We should also point out that this LG plant we're talking about in Lansing, they are continuing to make the batteries for cars as well, because that is, although we've seen a decline in the number of cars that are selling that are EVs, we also know it's still an important race to be in for America, isn't it?
Absolutely, because China's rocking and rolling when it comes to especially the batteries that the LG wants to start to make, the lithium iron phosphate batteries, as opposed to the ones that are made for cars. The sourcing for the chemicals in those batteries is difficult. There's a whole system that, you know, they have to be built with an internal cooling system and, you know, avoid collisions in cars. So it's a whole nother world, but it's really cool that they can now expand into these types of batteries as well.
This is really good to hear. The perspective you're giving us helping add up to the headline, or the bottom line here, is that there's an LG plant out in Lansing that's making batteries not just for cars, but also for AI data centers as well. And that's something that we're going to continue to see help the Lansing region and perhaps all of us as well. Financial advisor Dan Casey, thanks for your time today.